We are live. We are absolutely direct with Clara Rose, who is an author, coach, publisher who helps experts and entrepreneurs to create the book to use as a tool that creates the authority, because the first 6 letters of authority are author, that helps experts to land speaking gigs, that helps them attract leads, and also helps them leave a legacy. She has many services such as book clarity intensives, co-writing packages, and an exclusive spoken book method that requires very little writing to no writing from the actual author. Welcome to She Leads, She Sells, to Clara Rose. Welcome, London to Florida. Speak to me.
Thank you, Jay. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be on your show.
Excited to speak with you and really connect with you. And I know you've worked with confidence coaches, with human performance strategic consultants and motivational speakers. But is there a sweet spot in terms of who you love to work with the most? Are they corporate? Are they heart-centered? Like who's really good in terms of the serve?
So my favorite, most of my work is purpose-driven for sure, right? It's a business person or a ministry leader who wants to create a tool, right? Lead generation, client transformation, legacy work, right? It's a tool that we're creating. But my absolute favorite is the faith-driven, faith-based
Lovely.
author, right? They come with something that won't leave them alone, right? A book that God has put on their heart, said, create this, put this out in the world, and helping them to do that is the most rewarding thing that I get to do. So that's not all that I do, but that is where my heart sings.
Thanks for sharing. You've got an immaculate website. Like, how long did
Thank
this
you.
website take you to make? And, did you make it yourself?
So,
Very good.
It's actually on Kajabi, but last year I had it completely redone by a lovely couple they're in Australia, Coben Digital, and I actually mastermind in Brooke Thomas's Elite Mastermind last year with her. She's
Okay.
actually part of the Queen's Table, but so she was there and said, we're going to hook you up with a beautiful website. So it's never inexpensive, but you get what you pay for. And they did a beautiful job.
No, it's I'm getting a wonderful first impression with the photography. So with this, how are you getting visible? Obviously, the website's an amazing one. How are you getting visible to your prospects?
Well, I've been doing this for a really long time, so I have a great referral base, of course. This is my 9th year doing the Influence Matters show, so I have my own show
Good.
every week. Probably 20 to 25,000 people show up each week to watch my show, so that's a pretty decent base. I don't really know who they are or why they're there because they're coming to an online television station, right? So I don't have analytics of who they are, but people continue to show up for whatever reason. I am present on social media, of course. And I network everywhere, right? So online, offline. It's really about showing up, speaking up, making a difference in the world around you, and then people see you. Right? Speak and lead, and influence follows.
Right, speak and lead. I really like the way you've laid that together. Yeah.
It's truth.
Yeah. How about sales? Because often we have I cannot afford it. It's not the right time.
Mm.
How are you leaning and taking care of sales?
So the truth is there's plenty of money out there, right? The truth is there's plenty of clients out there, right? People make room in their budget and time in their time budget for the things that are important to them, right? That's the truth of it. So it's really about reaching a place in their own life and their own business and their own heart when they're ready to do this. There's payment plans, there's financing available. There's a way to make it happen if you really want to make it happen and money is tighter. But most of my clients can just, pay for it. They're investing in their business or their future or their ministry, whatever. They're just making an investment and they've already decided that it's worth the investment. So they just are looking for someone to help them craft their message for the world. And that's where I come in.
I love the answer. Tell me, because there's some book coaches, author coaches that say we can get you a book done in 1 week and things like this. Yeah. And so what's your take on, hey, get your book done in 1 week or 2 days or like, however, like, is there a certain amount of review and things that, so speak about the process for us.
So I think it's crazy to try and get a book done in a week or a weekend or, at a retreat or whatever, because honestly, my authors, our planning of the book takes
Yeah.
that long.
Fair enough.
Right? We
Yeah.
plan before we start with a book intensive because we're not just throwing a book out to the world,
Mhm.
right? We're creating a book to use as a tool. So we want to create the right tool, right? So we want that foundation to be strong. So before we write a word, we know exactly the reader journey. We know what the author journey is going to look like for the creative process or the ghostwriter if someone is doing the writing on their behalf. Like we already have mapped out the journey before we start writing, right? So the foundation is strong. Then the writing is just getting your butt in the seat or picking up the microphone, and recording your chapter so that I can ghostwrite it for you, right? It's just let's do the work now. So
Okay.
you can, if you have a good solid outline, you can get your butt in the seat Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, and write 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs at a time. And in 90 days, you have 35,000 words, right?
Okay.
You can do it that quickly. If you try to cram all of that into just a really tight space, you're going to miss stuff, right? It's not going to be the book that it could be. Can you slam something out there? Absolutely, you can, right? You can put it out in the world, put your name on it, and then you could cringe for the rest of your life. Because once it's out there, it's a done deal. So my approach is let's put out the best quality book that we could put out,
Mm.
right? Let's create the right tool, something that you're proud of, right? That when you stand on a stage and say, my newest book, my latest book is at the back of the room if you like to get an autographed copy, right? You want to feel proud of what you've put out to the world. So we're about quality. Now, speed does matter. So that's why the spoken book method, we're like 4 to 6 months, you can have book in hand. But any faster than that, and you are really opening yourself up to missing some steps, right? We have the creative piece, we have the developmental piece, and then we format it. Then it goes to final edit, right? Then we get a proof copy and get it in our hot little hands. And then we find something else because that's the nature of the beast, right? And then that goes to final edit. And then when final edit signs off on it and everyone's going, yeah, we're happy, now we go to press,
Mhm.
right? And that does not happen overnight.
Yep.
Right. And if you try to make it happen overnight, you're going to not be happy. And for years, people have come to me not happy with what they put out in the world, asking me to help them take it back and fix it. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah. Lead generation, like what sorts of things are working lead generation wise for your authors? Is it getting on podcasts or being able to book speaking gigs and things like this?
Yeah. Speaking other people's audiences, always pretty powerful. Um, Write, speak, lead, right? People overlook writing and speaking. That's common knowledge, right? Get on someone's podcast, get on a stage, right? Write a book, write an article, right? Writing and speaking, people understand that, but people don't understand the power of leadership. Right. So here's a good example. It's been a few years, but I had an opportunity to be the CEO of the Christian Chamber of Commerce in Tampa Bay. They were hiring their first CEO. And I'm like, yeah, I'll totally do that. Right. Didn't pay much, but the exposure was unprecedented. CEO of the Christian Chamber of Commerce, Tampa Bay. A couple years later, the Association for Talent Development, they're like, man, we really would love for you to step into leadership here. I'm like, absolutely, I'll do that because it gave me access to a whole bunch of people. Right. There's another group probably 4 or 5 years ago. They're like, I went to my first meeting. They go, we are desperately in need of a secretary on the board. I hadn't even joined the organization yet. And I'm like, I'll do it. So I volunteered to be their secretary. Then I signed up to be a part of the organization and I was on the board that month because being the secretary put me at the front table checking people in every month. 150 people checked in with me, right? They learned my name, they learned my face, I learned who they were, what they did in that organization. And in 2 years, I was president. Leadership, even volunteer leadership, will position you for authority and influence, unlike many things. Don't forget the leadership, right? Speak and lead, make a difference.
Yeah. No, I like that. Leadership is what the podcast is about. She leads, she sells. And
Mm-hmm.
I always lean into self-leadership being one of the most important facets, because you can't lead others unless we are, leading ourselves,
That's
having
good.
that self-trust, having that self-esteem that we are doing what we are brought on this earth to do. What's your goal over the next 12 months, business-wise? Like, what would you like to do?
Guys, well, I'm like super strategic by nature, right? My brain is wired that way. So I have a 12-month, a 6-month, a 3-month, and a monthly goals always because that's the way my brain works. And within the next 12 months, I want to double the number of people who are using the spoken book method because
Okay.
that doubles the number of people that I can help them create that tool. And that tool is what's making a difference in the world around them, right? So that's my goal is to double I do usually 10 to 12 authors per year.
Oh, wow.
And I'd like to double that.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. And is there a particular book that you've helped create that you're very proud of? Like, what book? I mean, obviously you're proud of all of them. It's all good work.
All all of them.
Yeah, but
Okay.
is there a special story
Uh,
like with one that, hey, this one is special because X, Y, or Z?
Yes. So I have a ton of them, but like my newest book, my latest book is always my favorite book. Right. Right. Because it's the one that I'm like in the weeds with at the time. So Patty Morano's book, The Place, just came out last month, and it is discovering God when life hurts most. So it's a
Okay.
redemption story, kind of from they lost their first child to SIDS many years ago, the story of just their healing. And then Mark Batterson actually endorsed it. He's the best-selling New York Times bestselling author of The Circle Maker. And he
Mm.
said, real, raw, and redemptive. And it is, as I edited this book, I wept. And her
Wow.
son, one of her sons, painted this lamb. That's the cover. And her other son created the cover
Wow.
with that. So there's just like this deep rooted
Mm.
uh, something about this book, and it's already changed. It's just come out, but it's changing lives. It's bringing healing to hearts. And for me, that's the kind of thing that makes my heart sing, right? We are
Okay.
making a difference in the world with what we're putting out into the world. So
Wow. Yeah. And when
that's
they
my
came
newest.
to you, did they start from scratch, and did it take like 6 months to write, or?
So it depends on the author because every story is different. Every author's different. Some people come to me; they've been working on it for years, like 10 years. They've been trying to write this book, right, and not able to get it out to the world. Or they've written this book and it's been cooling, right? It's been sitting there because they don't know what to do next, right? Like I know it's not ready. I don't know how to get it out to the world. I don't want to just throw it, self-publish it, throw it up there, and then make a mess of things. And then other people come to me and they have an idea, like, so
Wow.
it's from ideation all the way through the published book. So it's a very individualized process. Depends on what we're creating.
Yeah. How would you like to be remembered?
Um, that is a great question. I love that question. Nobody ever asks that. You know what? I want to be remembered as somebody who made a difference, right? I want people to say, "Clara changed the world." I want my children and I have children, grandchildren, and I even have a great grandchild now.
No
Was
way.
just born. Yeah, just born this January on my birthday.
Great.
Our first great
You're a great
grandchild,
grandmother.
Malachi. Yes, 10
Wow.
grandchildren. First great grandchild was just born.
What's your secret?
And I
Yeah. Is it writing books that keeps you looking so young?
um good skincare, wear sunscreen, right? Those things matter. Don't put poisons in your body. Don't smoke or drink or, I don't. I wear sunscreen every day because I'm super pale, and so I have to, or I'll fry if I don't wear sunscreen, right? So, especially in Florida, so
Mm.
I take good care of my body and my skin, and I drink lots of water, and my water like always
Good, 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 good,
right
good.
by my side. So all those things, but I want future generations to say, this world is like this. We have this because Nana, because what Nana did, right? Clara made a difference in people's lives in the world around her. She loved Jesus.
Wow,
That's what I want people to know.
amazing. And what advice would you give if it's the last piece of advice that you were to give? What advice would it to be to people that are thinking about writing or getting something down? What advice would you give them?
Thinking about writing.
Yeah.
Um, this is always my best advice. No matter what you're trying to do, find a professional to help you. Right? Find a professional to help you. We don't think anything of hiring a coach if we're going to, you know, uh, become an athlete or if we're going to, do anything else in the world. But when you start talking about business and those kinds of things, all of a sudden having a coach, people are like, why do I need a coach for that? Because a coach guides you, right? Gets you from point A to point B more quickly, more efficiently, better, right? Hire somebody who knows what they're doing. If you don't connect with one person, keep looking because there's a bunch of us out there. Find the person you do connect with and align with that you feel like can help bring your story to the world and just trust them with your process. It's my
Amazing.
best advice.
Thank you so much for connecting. Let them know who you're looking to connect with and how they
Okay.
can get hold of you, Clara.
Okay. So, purpose driven or faith based authors or people who want to be authors are the people that I work with. You can hop over to my website, which is craftingyourmessage.com. I also have a free community that I just started on
On
school,
school, yeah, on
which
school, yeah.
on school, which totally makes me crazy that they spelled school wrong. I just have to say that, right? As a literary person, they spelled it with a K and it makes me crazy, but I am embracing the platform. So we're brand new. So you could find it at thesavvyauthors.com. That will take you over to it's faith-based authors or wannabe authors where we can collaborate together and I will give you lots of free advice around getting your book out to the world. You can find me on social media, of course, the Savvy Clara Rose, or you can watch my weekly show, which is Influence Matters. So at Influence Matters on YouTube or area52tv.com is where my show has lived for 9 years. So you could also watch me there live.
Amazing. I like how polished you are, how yeah. I love
Nine
that.
years.
Yeah, all the things. All the things. Great grad. I wasn't expecting you to say that, but it's a blessing, it's a blessing to be able to get these words down and for them to leave a legacy. So, Clara
Mm,
Rose, thank you very much for hopping on today.
my
She
pleasure.
sells London to Florida with love. We out.